Hey there, how are we all doing out there? I wanted to share how, from doing my usual self-care practice and listening to one of my meditations from the Daughters of the Golden Rose, which is now complete and recorded and uploaded and ready to share. But I wanted to talk about how we are so exhausted. And I've done some different videos about consolidation as we're navigating autumn to winter. It's not about withdrawal as in terms of shutting ourselves down. It's about consolidation back to wholeness, to seeing where we have lost parts of ourselves through money, through beliefs, through social media that steals and farms us, basically, through fear. And so it's all about consolidation back to our wholeness, back to our power, back to our light, back to our sovereignty. And just feeling the need to have done this week 4 meditation. And it's about going back to your roots, right to your roots, like through your body, into your sacred roots of who you truly are. And it likens it to, like, if you look at roses, how they've just, if you've not pruned them and taken them back and allowed them to get back into the deep nutrients, that they just become weakened and get diseased. And I just saw that, and how from doing the meditation, afterwards I just cried. Not so much from a grief perspective of sadness or anything, just from giving myself that permission to rest, sacred rest, and that peace that comes from that. And the systems that we're in with money, it's like a rave, a patriarchal system rave of white noise that's exhausting and takes us completely away from what is our truth and our health, and which is Mother Earth, which is nature, which are the cycles, which blue light and everything has, great, means that we could carry on and through, but it's exhausting us. I'm just going to move in case the wind's making too much noise, but and it felt like, as I was doing this meditation, right through my central nervous system and through my bones, my skeletal system, my spine, it was this weird attachment having to leave me. Like this whole, as the old falls away, this old systems and patterns and old ways of being that is so deep to our blood and to our bones. This is, we are going through a huge integration. And this may not make sense right now for some that may be listening, but it'll probably make a lot of sense to others. And this is probably yourselves that will be listening to this. But we are going through a massive shift of integration from very low density, fear, 3D aspects of self to a much higher vibration that is heart calling, a heart awakening, that is helping us shift to a higher frequency, not from losing and coming out of ourselves. This is about embodying this higher frequency, how we can still be in the shite and the earthly plane of humanity and yet still remain high in our frequency, in our cells, in our light, in our power. And that's through being observational and being compassionate to others and not being activated and triggered. So this is this consolidation of energy, that coming back as a sphere of pure wholeness and light, to be able to hold our hearts open from a place of wholeness, even when in this sense of darkness. So we are these light bearers of the darkness we're in, humanity, which can feel exceptionally heavy. Especially if we feel like we're the ones that are having to make those big changes for the world. And that's the difference. We can't change the world. We influence the world from changing our inner world first. And so then from that perspective, things feel less heavy, less daunting. And if you think about it, the atlas bone, the back of the head, the back of the neck, and I'm feeling this today. This is where this weird shits are sort of attached to, and it feels like the whole cerebellum of the brain, the base brain, or what we call our reptilian brain. That'll be another video on that one, I'm sure. But it's this, the weight of the world, as the Titan held the weight of the world on his shoulder, between heaven and earth. He was the holding behind the separation of that. And a lot of us will take the weight of the world on our shoulders into our neck, and probably will experience that neck and shoulder pain and headaches and all sorts of things we'll experience physically. But this is like the heaven and earth point as well. So a lot of us, when we're born, that gets dislocated, this atlas bone. This point is like the connection between spirit and soul, earth and sky, and the heaven on earth. And this is what we are going through, is this embodiment of heaven on earth. This isn't about disappearing and just living in our own little world because it feels much more comfortable there and much more peaceful there. This is actually getting into the earth and weave this light into earth through doing it for our inner worlds first, and through that we influence through inspiration. And that's the difference. And therefore holding our light doesn't feel so heavy, like we're not forcing against something, we're just being in our light. And we're coming it from a place of wholeness. It's like the white hole within the black hole. It keeps its integrity. It doesn't get forced upon by the heaviness of the darkness. In fact, it's the light just moves through with grace. And I may feel like I've rambled slightly here, but this is what we are going through. And through doing that meditation, I felt this old part, this matrix, this patriarchal system, this what keeps us in amnesia, that keeps us in busyness and exhaustion and fear. So we're never truly in our light and our power. But it's fallen away now. It's falling, and it is going, and it will try its hardest to keep us in the low vibration of fear by distortions and untruths and illusions. But it's for our choice to whether we choose to remain in that or not. Do we stay in fear, or do we shift to unconditional love for self and the light that's within us? The anahata, the unstruck, is our pureness, is our sovereignty. So yeah, I wanted to share that. And if this is resonating with you, and this will resonate with male and female, I know that. This is actually following from doing the Daughters of the Golden Rose, which is for women. And it's about women really understanding themselves, claiming back their power, claiming back their energy. Christ, we're all knackered. Let's face it, when we hit like perimenopause, our bodies are like going, absolutely no more. You're not doing this anymore. You're not meant to, and you're not going to. So listen to me, and listen to how a different way of being, and how you're not meant to be in this system. It's not set up for you, never has been. That's why it's always kept women out of their power, through religion, through money, everything. It's kept women away from their power. And so Daughters of the Golden Rose is a container to help women, support women to shift back in and reclaim their power, and to let go of all these belief systems and conditioning that sits in our mitochondria, in our DNA, in our bones. It sits within there, and it's about recalibrating ourselves, becoming more of this crystalline structure that holds this integrity of who we are and our truth. And to be able to do this much more gracefully, to be able to heal our masculine wounds, to enable the masculine to become the energy of integrity rather than protection. So we're shifting a whole neural system from survival to thriving. And then when we do that, we live in grace. We live in the peace of stillness, of sacred rest. We love it. We embody it. We don't feel guilty for it. And we start to make more choices from aligned action, from our blueprint of who we're here to do and to share. So, like I say, I've recently just completed the 12 recordings, the meditations, the activations, the embodiment of it all. This is, like I say, this is sacred conscious embodiment. This isn't about avoidance. This is deep-rooted, earthly bound, open ascension. This is consciousness. This is about really understanding why we think and why we do what we do. And are our thoughts really our thoughts? And actually they're not our thoughts unless we choose them to be. So this is huge. It's like a massive unpicking right back down to the bone structure. And it feels like this is what we're going through even more intensely. So rest is so important. To shift out of that fear, that adrenaline, that cortisol, which I can feel as I'm talking. I can feel my heart going bam, 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 bam. It's like, whoo, it's like that shift of the nervous system from the sympathetic to the parasympathetic, where we rest, digest, feed, breathe, and really become aware of who we truly are. So if this feels like this is resonating with you, I have a Telegram group, Daughters of the Golden Rose, for you to drop into. It's free. There's no sales, there's no push, there's no pressure to purchase the container. It's about just being within a group of women supporting each other and each other's journeys and sharing that, and it will evolve in some way. And I know this is something that all women will need to do at some point when they're ready. I just know it, and that's not a marketing ploy. This is birthing the new way of being, and us women are doing this first with the support of the right men with us, for sure. But this is about us shifting it and embodying that, and it just feels like it's a massive wave of shift, of change through the whole, deep into the ley lines of the earth. It's when women connect to the power that is in their womb, in their body. Hey, hold on, because this is going to be exceptionally powerful, and it comes from a place of unconditional love, not fear. So yeah, so I'll drop the link in of the Telegram. You can join in and just be present there, and we will see where this goes. So even if the one action you do from this, listening to this, is an invitation to take some rest, let your nervous system calm, because we have been through a lot. They are highly wired, and we cannot continue this way anymore, and we're not meant to. So big love, and may see you in the group. All right.